Welcome back, you beautiful people. We are out here in the middle of flipping nowhere, nothing around apart from a tractor.
Careful, mate, this is my neck of the woods. We're up in Shropshire for an epic ride, to ride some of my most favourite, epic, most fun trails, I think, to try out some breaks.
I've heard a lot about it, Neil.
Right, let's do it.
Which way?
Up.
Oh, okay. And with so many brake brands now having both 2- and 4-pot caliper options for us riders to choose from, we wanted to find out what the difference between them are on the trail. Are 4-pot brakes overkill, or 2 pots all you need? And what exactly is a pot?
To demonstrate a difference between the 2 and 4 piston brakes, Shimano invited us to take them out for a ride.
Yes, Neil, I love it when they invite us. We get to do some cool stuff.
And for today's ride, we're riding 2 very different bikes. I'm riding my Nuke-proof Mega. It's got 27.5 wheels, 170mm travel up front, 165 on the rear, a Shimano 1x12 drivetrain with Shimano XT brakes with the 4-pot calipers, matched to 180 rotors front and rear. In the numbers game, I win.
And I'm running my Canyon Neuron bike. This is a 130mm travel front and rear, 29-inch wheel build on this beast. I got the Shimano 12 speed on here, paired with the Shimano XT calipers, 2-pot on this bike with 180mm rotors, front and rear. It's a full carbon rig with 29-inch wheels. This thing is super, super lightweight.
Well, I've got 4-pot brakes and more travel. Bigger is better, Blake.
This thing is a climbing machine, super lightweight. I can get to the top with less energy, so I can have more energy for the descent.
Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. The ride takes us through the heart of the Shropshire Hills, an area of outstanding natural beauty, from the ridgeline of the Lawley, over the Longmynd and its wild, epic cross-country trails, to link up with the woods of Eastridge, an old mountain bike race venue with technical downhill tracks, then on to a steep final surprise to make sure we're still concentrating and the brakes are still working after 45 kilometres, enjoying the best of British autumnal weather.
But before we get started, what exactly are 2- and 4-pot brakes? Well, there's a number of different varieties out there, but there's 2 fundamental types.
Yeah, the first one is the mechanical disc brakes. So they use brake cables, much like your gear cables, to pull the pistons, and they're generally 2-pot.
Yeah, about 2 pots, Neil.
I'll explain that in a second, Blake. Well, yeah, the first one's mechanicals. They're much simpler and they're much cheaper than the second variety, and that is hydraulic disc brakes, which uses hydraulic fluid pushed by your lever to activate the pistons, and they can come in 2 or 4 pots.
Oh, just like my motorbike.
Exactly.
Or on Jeff the Jeep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Well, hydraulic disc brakes generally are more powerful and more efficient than mechanical ones, so less pull at the lever means more power at the brake, so more control, more stopping power, and they come on most mountain bikes nowadays.
I got a question. What is a pot? A cooking pot, Neil?
No.
Yogurt pot?
No.
Oh.
And it's yogurt, not yogurt.
Coffee pot? Love coffee.
No.
No. I got one. Flower pot, Neil.
No.
Oh.
Pot, Blake, just means piston. So 2-pot means 2 piston, 4-pot means 4 piston.
What is piston, Neil?
More pistons equals more power, Blake. You can see on my brakes almost the outline in the caliper of where the pistons are. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can sometimes get 6 piston brakes, although they're not so common these days. Anyway, can we start riding now?
Please, Neil, I'm cold. Thanks for explaining.
do you reckon to that, Blake?
Cool, it's good.
Sort of mellow cross-country trails around
Super
here.
chill.
I feel like 4-pot, it's overkill,
Yeah.
because they're never steep enough to re-drag them and get them that hot.
And get them that warm. The single pot here is perfect. You don't need
Cross-country tracks.
Exactly.
Although I do like having a big, aggressive, powerful brake all
Yeah.
the time anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, let's try and get out of this rain.
Let's get into some cover, Neil.
Four piston brakes have their roots firmly set in the gravity side of the sport. They were developed in downhill and are designed to withstand prolonged descending. Nowadays, they're also used by enduro and trail riders who ride more extreme, gravity-focused trails where lightweight is less important than braking power. Similarly, if you're a heavier rider or riding a heavy bike like an e-bike, they're a wise choice too.
Traditionally, two piston brakes are for lighter cross-country riding and racing by riders who don't ride on extreme steep trails. Lightweight is super important to them, and although two piston brakes have plenty of power, they can start to fade on longer, steeper, more extreme descents.
Well, we've got some liquid sunshine now, Blake.
Yeah, Shropshire has delivered, Neil, the rain.
It's raining a bit. It's crazy, these 4-pots are so powerful, wet or dry. I think now the only limiting factor is going to be the grip. The brakes are just so powerful.
Yeah.
What about 2-pots?
2-pot's perfect, good right now, but
You haven't got as much grip
I
as I
haven't got
have.
much grip. I'm running these Continental Cross Kings, Neil, and they are cross-country tyres.
They're fast.
And they're very fast rolling on a 29er. So I think, I wouldn't notice any different just yet.
Tell you what, it's good having a chunky barrel on the front, proper digs in on stuff when it is going to be a bit slippy.
Especially when you use that front brake, dig that grip in. As we come into our second season of the day, yes, the sun is out to come and play. It's time to shred more.
Do you reckon, Blake?
It's a bit exposed up here and windy.
Big old climb to get up to this point, isn't it?
Oh mate, yeah, really good. We're coming from all the way over there.
You can see, well into Wales, that's Cadair Idris, almost the seaside over there.
Oh.
So pretty cross country so far. A few
Super exy.
fast downhills, bit of goat tracky stuff.
Yeah.
We're riding round, probably my favourite trail, and then we're riding a really steep ridge where it's steep. Brakes are going to get tested. So why would you go for a 4-piston brake over a 2-piston one?
Well, the more pistons a brake has, the more power you'll have on tap. Good to have for gravity riding, and if you're a heavier rider too.
Bigger brakes will also deal with the heat build-up that occurs during long, sustained braking, like on long descents, better than their lighter 2-pot equivalents.
So it's a balancing act. If lightweight is more important than out-and-out power of less gravity-focused riding, then look at 2-pot brakes.
And if braking power for big descents is more important than saving a few grams, then go for 4-pot brakes. Good day out then, Blake?
Oh, amazing, you know. We had every single flipping season known to mankind. Rain, super windy and hot.
Some of my favourite trails, but good variety as well. We had some mellow cross-country stuff, some pretty steep stuff in the end.
We did, yeah. Do you know what? These brakes are perfect for single track, long distance, quite mellow.
Yeah. Beautiful
Beautiful riding. When it gets a bit gnarly, they heat it up a little bit.
They will do a bit.
It started to, you know.
I like 4-pot brakes. They're big, they're powerful. I like having too much power. I've also got definitely the tyres for the day.
Yeah, I needed different tyres.
That's going to help you stop in power, isn't it?
It definitely is, Neil. Now, would you run a 2-pot on your trail bike? Because, you know, it could be worth.
Yeah, on my lightweight cross-country bike, I've got 2 pots and they're great. And you can always go up on rotor size if you wanted more power, so.
Yeah, so if you had a 2-pot, you would just make the rotor a little bit bigger.
Yeah, fine.
I think that's good enough.
Right, if you want to see another video featuring Shimano, the new XT and the SLX, click down there for that one.
Don't forget to hit the globe to subscribe because you're missing on some rad content.
Thumbs up!
See ya!